I am going to be talking about with Donovan our thoughts on the Halo 5 beta coverage that they showed off at Halo Fest before the Master Chief Collection launched. Which, by the way, is still experiencing some issues for those that don't know. There's just a bunch of matchmaking details that I don't really want to go into in this video. But I will talk about Halo 5 strictly. So first things first, a lot of things that I want to go over are the Spartan abilities, which I will pull up on my phone because I want to make sure I get them all and talk about each one of them. But one of the most controversial things that the Halo community is talking about right now is ADS. And what ADS is aiming down sights. Now, a lot of people are comparing this to Call of Duty. Why? Because ADS is a huge part of Call of Duty, and you have to aim down sights to be really accurate with your gun.
That is
If you hit fire, you pretty much suck.
Unless you have a shotgun.
Yeah, unless you have a shotgun.
Which you can get away with it if you have a shotgun.
In Halo, it's always been, the reticule has always been in the same spot, doesn't ever move, doesn't ever be compromised, or you don't get penalized for moving or anything like that. It stays the same, no matter if you're far away, range, whatever. So, me, I hit fire all the time in Halo. I love it. It's easy for me to play. Easier, I should say.
And I think most people do that, too.
Right. That's just how Halo is. It's more arcadey as far as that goes. So, my deal breaker would have been, because I heard the rumors before the beta even came out. Or not, the actual beta didn't come out yet. But, when the news about the beta came out, I was curious because there was rumors going around, oh, it's got ADS, it's like Call of Duty. And they're trying to force it on you and blah, blah, blah. But that's not true. That's not the case. My phone's going off, so it's going to sound like achievements are unlocking. Which is kind of perfect for this video because we're talking about Halo. My deal breaker was, if they got rid of that reticule, like they always have had in Halo, I would have been done. I would have been like, nope, you changed it too much, you've broken the game. And what's funny is during the vidoc of the beta, you heard it, I think, and they're like, if we would have taken away that ability to hip fire with that amount of accuracy gone,
yeah, they did say that.
They said we would have broken the game. Yeah, I completely agree because that was the main thing that was gonna piss me off if they would have done it. Now here's the other thing.
Did you get a smart abilities?
No, I keep getting texts. So the other thing is the ability to slide. You know, when you're sprinting, you push B, you slide down on the ground. Just so we're clear, all these Spartan abilities, they're not specific to any loadout you create, I don't think. You all have the same abilities, it's up to you to choose which way you want to use them. So you're all on an even playing field, it's all fair and balanced. But anyway, going into the sliding ability. Now for those that know and those that don't know, Call of Duty, was it Black Ops 2 or was it Ghosts?
That introduced sliding?
Introduced the sliding.
I think that was Ghost.
Ghost. So Ghost was the one that introduced the sliding. Now, when people saw that, they're like, "Ah!"
Now I do know that. Now this is because I played the games, and even though they're kind of reviewed poorly, the Medal of Honor games, they had that too. That was before Ghost. I was
going to get to that too.
That was actually before Ghost.
I was going to get
to
that.
So it wasn't so, and I think that's the one thing that really gets on my nerves the most, because that people compare Halo now, the new Halos, to Call of Duty. And I guess you could say that's rightfully so, because some of the developers at 343 were previously with Infinity Ward. But at the same time, most of the things that they're comparing from Halo to Call of Duty are in every FPS. Aiming down sights, kill streak sort of rewards things, those have been in other games as well. And so on and so forth. There's been a lot of things that have been in both Halo and Call of Duty that has been in other franchises as well. But I think people want to point the Halo and Call of Duty together.
They always want to make something clash with one another.
Yes, but I think it's mostly with Halo and Call of Duty because those are...
They're at war with each other, kind of.
I guess you could say that that's the two big names on Xbox. On the Xbox.
Right.
Even though Call of Duty is a multi-platform
and everybody
game.
wants to compare the two all the time. So the other game I was going to get to, which I didn't like at all, was Brink. Brink had it.
Oh yes, Brink. I remember that
Brink
game.
had it.
Yes.
And that was a first-person shooter too. Nobody compares Halo to Brink or Brink to Call of Duty.
Well, Brink kind of was kind of awful, but
in
the sense.
Yeah,
but
still,
I get what you mean.
These stupid arguments that are like, it's too much like Call of Duty.
You make a good point. And when did Brink come out? When did that game come out?
Way before Halo 4 and
That was way before. That was like
Ghost.
Yeah, it was 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Was it? So yeah, it was
way before.
Years before.
And that was kind of the first time they actually technically introduced it. Sort of.
On consoles?
On console.
There's probably other games out there that we probably don't know.
There is, like, single-player games that did it.
Obviously. I know there were some single-player games that did it.
Like, Wet was one of them, and you did the slide under tables and stuff. But anyway, I think the slide ability makes sense for Halo. I think the thruster thing, which I will get to next, I'll segue into that.
That's similar to one of the armor abilities from Halo 4, isn't it?
That's what I was going to get to. But people that don't know that was introduced in 4 will be like, oh, that's like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. But why is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare doing that? Because it's in the future.
Yeah. I mean,
where's Halo in the future?
I mean, now that's kind of stupid if you compare that to Advanced Warfare because
people
to me that's
people
more
are going to do that.
To me, that's more from Titanfall. If I'm going to point out a game,
Titanfall or Advanced Warfare, either one.
No, even before Advanced Warfare, Titanfall. I'm going to say it was from Titanfall.
Yeah, and people are saying, oh, you know what's funny? When Advanced Warfare came out and everybody was hating on it, guess what? They were saying, oh, this is like Halo mixed with Call of Duty. So they were saying, now they're flipping it because Advanced Warfare is good. So they're like flipping.
Now that Advanced Warfare is actually good.
This is why I don't like Call of Duty fans because they're so, and Halo fans. Some of the Halo fans are getting on my nerves as well. It's dumb. It really is because Halo 343 is open to change things.
And we saw that with Halo 4.
And people are like, "Whoa!"
With all these changes, And to me, I see Halo 4 now as sort of like a ground, like a big ball of clay.
It's like
it was a big ball. No, to me, it's a big ball of clay. They didn't mold it well enough. They didn't fix it well enough. They didn't make it really well. They didn't paint it. They didn't do anything. They just put on some clay, made arms and legs.
As far as the multiplayer, but I like the campaign.
Campaign one. I'm talking about the multiplayer. They made an arm and the legs and a head. Yeah. They didn't sculpt out a face. They didn't put details on it or anything. It wasn't finished. It was just a big ball of clay that they worked together. I felt like with Halo 5, now that they got all these reviews and all the listen to the fans, now they take their little scalpel and then they put in the details.
Okay, people don't like this though.
Okay, they don't like this, so we'll put that here instead. They
like this. They
like this. They like this a lot, so we'll add a little bit more of this. Now we have the ability.
Okay.
What might end up being one of the most sort of overarching abilities is thruster pack ability. You have these little retro rockets built into your Spartan armor. It can give you a speed boost while you're running, but you can use it in midair.
Jump up in the air and I turn my stabilizers on, these jets kick in.
You can go back, forward, all directions.
We're not really limiting these things. We're actually allowing you to chain them. So for me, the thruster pack is awesome and allows you to do other new moves as well.
It actually enhances the thing we call the ground pound, which is dashing down to the ground and creating this kind of shockwave splash effect.
When you jump up, you actually can mount on top of edges throughout the world.
There's really satisfying things like just about making a jump and hitting the clamber button at the last second and making it the way you felt like you should have made it.
Once you reach terminal velocity with sprint, you'll get an indication that if you hit crouch during that time, you'll launch into a slide. You can slide into cover more quickly. You can slide into a kill with a shotgun.
You kind of really have to make an important decision on the battlefield.
So once you gain that terminal velocity, you can use slide, but you also can choose to charge.
You hit your melee button, you just bash through anyone.
We know there are people that love sprint and there are people that just feel like sprint has no place in Halo. And so for us, it was about how do we balance that? How do we counter that?
connected it to your shields, so while you're sprinting, your shields don't recharge.
If they keep running, their shields will never come back up and somebody else is going to take them down. I think that balance is really interesting.
Smart scope fiction is actually, it's been built into the game since day one. You were doing it with the pistol. It was cybernetically linked to your helmet, and the Spartan would see what was ultimately just a zoom.
Every weapon now has a zoom in.
Holographic image comes up, it's all slick.
It helps me with some types of weapons, especially rapid fire weapons in my case, but otherwise I tend to just aim from the hip anyway. Hip fire mode is accurate, same as it ever was.
If it becomes such that everybody feels like they have to be using Smart Scope in order to be competitive, then we've broken the game.
You're going to use your Smart Scope and zoom in with any weapon, but you also can be descoped out of it by the enemy.
There are so many different tactics that come into play, and that's something that we've tried to build into all of the abilities for Halo 5.
The beta is coming out on December 29th. Okay?
And it's going to be lasting 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. And I want to add on a couple things. I did see some of the scopes for like the battle rifle and VMR.
Right.
They looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Just design wise, I actually liked how they looked.
Yeah.
And
The sound effects are interesting too.
that
You
too.
notice that?
But the thing I'm actually really excited about, and to folks, I haven't really been that excited for Halo 5 Guardians because
You don't have one.
I don't have an Xbox One.
You
so
might have one by the time Halo 5 actually
possibly
does come
yes.
out.
Possibly yes. The submachine gun is back. The SMG. The SMG is back.
Yeah, those are our thoughts on the beta, and it'll be dropping December 29th, so tune in for that. So, alright, peace out. I'm in a wheelchair, and keep on.